Unforeseen repairs at the Upshur County Courthouse have pushed the timeline back again. KLTV7's Katie Parker has more on how much these additional and unexpected repairs will cost and who will pay for it.
Probably the most important building in the county, and we just want it done right, and that's what we're doing.
For the fourth time since construction began on the Upshur County Courthouse 2 years ago, we can expect another delay in the project's completion. But county officials say do it right or do it twice.
The fifth floor roof of the building needs repairs. County Auditor Connie Williams says the last time it was touched was about 11 years ago.
Between the contractor who installed the roof and maybe the roofing company, and the drainage is not correct on the roof. Basically, the roof needs to be replaced. There's no reason to have a brand new renovated courthouse with a roof that's not going to drain properly.
The original roof repair company is now out of business, which means the county cannot have them fix the mistakes. The additional repairs will cost around $154,000, but the money won't be coming from Upshur County residents. The money will come from the General and Courthouse Facilities Fund.
You hate to see these things happen, but they do. When you rehabilitate buildings that are right at nearly 90 years old.
A unanimous commissioners vote approves moving forward with roof repairs.
Motion passes 5-0.
Judge Tefteller says Upshur County will not be taking shortcuts when it comes to the building's integrity.
It is what it is, and we're not going to stop now being chinchy on getting this job done and done right.
Katie Parker, KLTV 7 News.
The new completion date is now set for September, but county leaders tell us that could change.